Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all. I'm here to tell y'all that the boxing world is better with Deontay Wilder being in it, right? The boxing world is much more exciting. It's much more lively with Deontay Wilder in it for sure. Especially the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is really ain't cracking like that if Deontay Wilder ain't in it for real. Deontay Wilder has been murmurs or rumors of Deontay Wilder possibly retiring. We haven't really seen or heard from him since the loss to Tyson Fury. And what's crazy is that, when people were speculating or thinking that Deontay Wilder was going to retire, all them people that used to talk shit about Deontay Wilder, talk crazy about him, talking about he ain't nothing but a windmill fighter, he trash, he ain't nothing but a hillbilly from Alabama, he ain't know nothing, he fight nothing but bums, he ain't got no skill, he this and he that, and he trash and he trash and he trash. All those people kept creating hypotheticals of who they want to see him fight, or what he would do against this person, what he would do against that person, how they want to see him fight this person, how he should fight this one, how he should fight that one. They were playing goddamn matchmaker and promoter for Deontay Wilder, the same guy they said was trash and wasn't shit. When they thought he was about to retire, they started coming up with all these possible matchups for him, right? Because this is the thing, I thought he was terrible for boxing, I thought he was horrible for the sport because he doesn't have the conventional skills or he doesn't have the typical boxing acumen of a lot of other fighters. I thought he was trash. I thought the sport was better off without him. But now you're creating all these hypotheticals about him. Oh, he needs to fight this guy, that guy. That fight would be exciting with Wilder. Wilder would be exciting in this fight. See, I knew what I knew. And I told y'all what I told y'all, man. For real. To me, like honestly, the heavyweight division didn't start getting interesting, at least in the United States of America, until Deontay Wilder was champion and was out here as a contender to all the other fighters. As he was a threat to all the other fighters, a possible opponent for all the other fighters. In America, the heavyweight division wasn't on shit. I don't care what y'all talking about. I know what I know. In America, nobody was really caring about the heavyweight division unless you were a staunch or a diehard boxing fan. The casual fan in America could give a shit about heavyweight boxing. If it wasn't Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, nobody was caring about boxing for real over here. Seriously. Until this guy from Tuscaloosa, Alabama came up through the ranks and became champion and started knocking dudes out left and right. And that's when it started popping in America. You know what I mean? And to me, I don't know how it seems to the world, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying this, maybe I'm ignorant because I live in America. But it always seemed to me that America moved the needle for boxing, especially in the heavyweight division, right? The heavyweight division didn't seem to be as attractive unless there was a champion from America who was in the mix of it all, right? You know what I mean? The Klitschko brothers was ruling the heavyweight division, and it wasn't getting no traction in America. So when the American fighter Deontay Wilder came on the scene, the American fans' interest started to rise up with every fight. Luis Ortiz, when he fought Dominic Breazeale, knocked him out. Tyson Fury. When those matches came up, Bermain Stavern, when those matches came up, the interest in everybody, like, hold on. Who the fuck is this 6'7" dude in America knocking dudes out? Right? And America started to take notice, which is why those fights with Tyson Fury became so big. Because, it's because of Tyson Fury's skill and ability too. But in America, it was only cracking because that dude that 6'7" dude from Tuscaloosa, Alabama was in the mix. The dude that was knocking dudes out left and right. That's why the American population started to become enamored with the heavyweight division again, because dude was around, the Bronze Bomber, right? And to me, when the interest in boxing in America is at a high, like I think the sport will prosper. Like beyond, I think the sport will prosper in a way that the boxing world wants it to when the interest is high in America. Because it always, especially in the heavyweight division, like I promise y'all, unless we got an American, if the heavyweight division ain't cracking in America, it just don't seem like it's that interesting. And again, maybe I'm ignorant because I'm speaking from the standpoint of an American guy. I'm an American guy, but it always seemed to me that if we ain't got no American heavyweight in the mix, the heavyweight division is really not really talked about like that. It's just little murmurs, but it ain't talked about with a loud voice the way it was when Deontay Wilder came on the scene. Deontay is exciting. He gives the fans what they want to see, which is knockouts, right? As crazy as it is, I'm a pugilistic guy. I'm a fan of pugilism, right? But it's something about that heavyweight division. You want to see guys hit the canvas. The casual fan want to see guys get their lights knocked out. And that's what Deontay Wilder provided. Whether you thought he had the skill set or not to make him a champion that you liked in your eyes, he brought knockouts. You know what I mean? He brought exciting ring entrances. He brought exciting build-ups to fights. You know what I mean? He just was an exciting character all around. The costumes he came out to when he walked to the ring, you started introducing that. I think around the time he fought Tyson Fury the first time, I think he started bringing interesting costume designs to the ring and so on and so forth. People were interested in seeing that. They were interested in seeing a guy who wanted to hurt his opposition, not just outpoint them. He wanted to hurt the opposition and win in the most emphatic way you can win in boxing, which is a knockout. There's nothing you can say about a scorecard or anything if a guy knocks a guy out. And that's what Deontay Wilder was all about. Knocking dudes out, putting them on their ass, and put asses in a seat, which in turn put asses in seats, right? Like case in point, right? You know, Tyson Fury did his damn thing in the third fight. But what made that fight so dramatic and exciting was the fact that Deontay Wilder knocked him down twice. Deontay Wilder has the power to always be in a fight no matter what. And that is exciting in boxing. The boxing world needs a character like that. A guy who's going to go out and go for the gusto. A guy who's going to go swing for the fences and try to knock you out in front of this big-ass crowd of fans. He's not going to play it safe. He's not going to play it cool. He's trying to do damage to you and hurt you in a way that you ain't never been hurt before. And the dude, it shows it works because regardless, you can say, he ain't fought nobody, this, that, and the third, but he got one of the highest knockout percentages in heavyweight history. If not, do he got the highest in heavyweight history? Or one of them if he doesn't, right? That says something. You got to fight the dudes they put in front of you, and everybody ain't knocking everybody out, no matter how they rank, so on and so forth. Deontay was knocking dudes out with one punch. One punch knockout power is different than the accumulation of punches. One punch, all it takes is that, and you dropping like a sack of potatoes. That's some shit, man. That brother got something special. He got that power that enamors people. People become enamored with seeing that in the ring. The boxing world is much better with Deontay Wilder in it. Despite all the haters talking shit about him, he wasn't shit. He wasn't this, that, and the third, right? But you see, they still were creating hypotheticals about him fighting this one and that one, and maybe he can fight this one. I would be interested in seeing him fight that one. He don't need to retire, so on and so forth. And now it's been rumored by, I think, Mauricio Suleiman is saying that Deontay Wilder, I think he said Deontay Wilder is possibly making a return to the ring soon or something like that, or he's insinuating that. I'm paraphrasing, but I think Suleiman was insinuating that Deontay Wilder could be making a run for the title again, right? And everybody is getting excited. Everybody talking about, oh my God, he can fight this one, he can fight that one. I want to know what he can do. I want to know what he can do. Even after we see Tyson Fury fight Dillian White and all of that, Deontay Wilder's name was brought up time and time again. Because that dude is interesting to watch, man. You can't take that away from him. I don't care what happened in the Tyson Fury fights. You still held your breath because you knew what he was capable of doing. Even after being hurt, you still felt like he was one punch away from doing some shit, doing some damage. Because we've seen it time and time again. We've seen him knock dudes out on the ground, you know what I mean, and create trouble. And create everybody and take the air out of folks because we just knew what that brother is capable of doing. So I don't care what nobody says. The boxing world is better with Deontay Wilder being in it, man. I feel like interest in the heavyweight division is peaking with that brother. I believe the moment that brother comes back into the ring, the whole world gonna watch. Not the whole world, you know what I mean. But the world is gonna watch that brother fight. I don't give a fuck. They can say, he fighting a terrible dude or whatever. They're gonna watch that dude fight because it's always interesting to look at that power. It's always interesting to see that brother go for the gusto and try to knock dude's jaw out of alignment, out of place. For real. Everybody know they want to see heads roll in boxing. Boxing is modern day. Watching boxing is like watching modern day gladiators. And when we think of gladiators, we think of guys who exhibit brute strength, brute power, force. Guys who just don't give a fuck and they ready to go and hurt another dude in the worst way possible. And that's what Deontay Wilder always stood for and represented. Hurting the next man and getting the job done in emphatic fashion, which is what the fans love to see, man. The boxing world needs Deontay Wilder. The heavyweight division needs Deontay Wilder. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.